So welcome everyone. Hi, sorry, I should have said this after the recording. My name is Dr. Andrea Ryan. I am so thrilled to have you here tonight. You're going to hear from a number of speakers tonight on our Oil Love team from across Canada, but we're really thrilled to share with you what our vision is for this business and why we love our passion and our history and our experience and our expertise in building this business. Collectively, if we were to add everybody in terms of how long they've been doing this business, we're well over 25, almost 30 years actually of combined experience. And it's pretty cool when you start to see the number of people that have joined our team, especially over the last few years. And we just have a lot of goodness to share. We're very excited about the future, which is probably something that a lot of people may feel like they're struggling with right now. And that's why it was so important for us to have this evening to give options, right? So if there are questions you have, or if there is something sort of gnawing in your back of your mind saying, gosh, you really want something new, right? Something different, something that might be a bit like a new challenge or a new experience for you, then this is the opportunity for you to simply have the understanding of the doTERRA business in the background so that you can make a decision on your part whether or not it's meant for you. As I mentioned, you're going to hear from a number of different women here tonight. So this is the gorgeous group of women that get to join us. I've put underneath, as you hear from all of them, also our Instagram handles in case you'd like to follow along with us and kind of get a picture of how we live our life and how we are. What I think you'll take away from everyone as you hear them speak tonight is the difference in our backgrounds. Some of us are moms, some of us are not moms, some of us are full-time workers, some of us are part-time workers. We've got people who are creatives, we've got healthcare individuals, we've got, it runs across the gamut. We've got people who are big into fitness and nutrition. It's just this really beautiful group of women that are going to present tonight, but understand that we have a much larger team as well that is this rounds out this beautiful organization that we have. So I'm just so incredibly excited for you guys to hear from each and every one of them tonight and to really get a taste of not just what we are, what our business is about, the people with doTERRA. We're going to touch upon the product a little bit. We're also going to jump into the opportunity because, of course, if you're here to learn about the business, you have questions, rightfully so. This is going to be something that we want to touch upon and just give you, sort of like the smorgasbord. This is everything we offer. And we would love for you, if you have the ability, or if you're interested in it, by all means, to open that next door. We're going to walk you through at the very end as well what the Begin program is all about, what it's going to encompass over the next 6 weeks, but then not just that, what else we offer as a team going forward too. And so I cannot wait. I am going to pass it over to my dear friend, Wendi Kohler, who was one of the first women who joined me in this business and who has been consistently with me from the beginning. We've traveled all over together. Wendi is a physical therapist that was practicing in a hospital setting and is now working full-time doTERRA. So Wendi, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrea. We're so excited to have you all today. It's a really important time to be exploring things in our health and our finances. And so I'm really glad that you're all here to listen in and see if this is something that resonates with you, that you'd like to move forward with. So Andrea said, I'm also a mom of two. I'm doing my doTERRA business full-time, let's call it in air quotes, because for me, it was very important to start to establish more time freedom in my life with my two kids. And that was one of the nudges that moved me towards this and out of the environment that I was in, even though I loved it. And I never wanted to do this as a business in the beginning. And I love that my life has transitioned to this. So why I think this is a really important time to be looking at other things, other options for income, other options for jobs is that, I don't know, did you guys know this? There was a statistic presented several months ago. This is a US statistic, but it would definitely be echoed in Canada and across the world, that 2.2 million women women left the workforce in 2020. That's just between February and November. That doesn't count December. And that's just in the US. In Canada, we're looking to mirror that as well. Health and finances are a huge focus for everyone right now, and they have been more than ever this year. Of course, we're all very familiar with that. But when I think about these 2.2 million women, I think, okay, how many of them were moms? How many of them were single moms? How many of them had to leave because they didn't have childcare and they wanted their child to be at home for schooling? How many of them, their job that they went to because it was part-time or full-time, because we're in a lot of the retail spaces, right? We're in a lot of areas that were closed and shut down during all of this. How many people lost their jobs? And of course, women, that's important to me. I grew up in a single mom home, and my mom established a lot of work ethic. I saw how she struggled and how much she needed to make it all work. So it really, I think, is an important time to be focusing on this. At least 1 in 4 women are considering downsizing their careers or leaving the workforce due to challenges created by the pandemic, including childcare. They're dubbing this actually the she session, but we think this is a really big opportunity to create more women empowerment, more family empowerment, more options for us to live a more full life in the way that we want to. So I think, we don't need to choose between our children and supporting our families. So that's why we really want to make sure we're talking about this stuff with you guys tonight and going forward. So this leads me into why doTERRA. Why now? Well, obviously we're in an economic challenge right now, an unpredictable time, a rocky area where we don't really know what's going on, and we might need some more stability. Would you agree that we need some more stability in our lives and our finances? There has never been a more greater need for income, especially with our state of our economy. Just to put it into perspective for you, doTERRA in April 2020 had their biggest month ever in their 12-year history, ever, in the middle of all of this, in the middle of the thick of it. And in 2020, they had their largest year ever by growing 18%. So while there are many companies, sadly, not doing well, there are companies like doTERRA that are stable and moving forward. And if you're somebody who has another business, you might find a really great complement, because many of us have more than doTERRA as our job. Let's say our job, it's our passion, really. And without that, and some of the ladies will talk about this, we were able to weave and bob during this process to still earn income. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. It's been that for a long time now. We have over 10 million customers worldwide. And guess what, guys? Only 10% of them are doing the business. So how great is that we're part of a company that has massive potential? We're the most tested and most trusted essential oils on the market. If you didn't know this, around 80% of essential oils on the market are actually adulterated or have synthetics or chemicals in them. That means they're not pure. We'll talk about purity as well. We partner with the most healthcare organizations. We partner with hospitals. We have clinics, especially in the US, that are integrative medicine clinics where essential oils are part of patient care. We actually have our oils in a whole floor of a cancer care hospital. So doTERRA is well weaved within healthcare as well. And that's one of the things that drew me to it as an acute care medicine physiotherapist. I needed the medical part, the background, the science as well. We have a medical advisory board and a scientific advisory board. We are deep in the research, and a veterinary advisory board. So this is great, because I think one of my number one questions that I get these days with all the social media posts is, are you sure I can use these with my pets? If you need to connect back in, we did a webinar last week with Dr. Rourke, who's a veterinarian. Our oils are ethically and sustainably sourced. doTERRA, we always do things the right way, but we don't always do things the easiest way, and certainly not the cheapest way, because it's not the right way. We don't cut corners. We give farmers fair wages. We do things right and proper and pure and safe. And that means that it's not always the cheapest way. And I truly appreciate that, especially as a mom. That was you know, when my kids were young, this was one of the things I wanted to turn to as an alternative health alternative. It's pretty mainstream now. To integrate into our family, and knowing the purity and potency and quality of doTERRA's oils was very important. But as far as ethically and sustainably sourced oils, we're sourcing them from over 45 different countries around the world. We have over 120 open markets. We are partnering with many farmers and communities around the world in what we would consider third world nations. So we're making a big difference on both sides of the bottle. We like to say that. We'll talk about that further as well. We have a really generous and incredible compensation plan. There are many network marketing companies that really front end load their pay to you. So maybe you earn a car or something big and flashy and you get all this, but your customers dwindle out. doTERRA is not a get rich quick phenomenon. We are a steady state buildup working towards a residual income company. If there's one of the things that I love that doTERRA does is we're very customer focused and we are product focused. We're not always leading with the business. We need to talk about the business because it's very liberating to create that extra income in our families while we're helping others. But you do want to be a little bit wary of companies that are only talking about the business and not the product. Okay, that's a little warning there. Okay, high retention rate. This is what makes the massive difference for us being a long-term residual income company. Most network marketing companies have a retention rate, which means number of customers that purchase month after month. Most of them have a retention rate of between 8 and 13%, somewhere around 10%. So every month they have to go out and find 90% of their new customers to create their income. With doTERRA, because our products work and are incredible and people maintain their health benefits, we have a retention rate of 63+%. And this is one of the highest in the industry. And then the last thing that really sets us apart as well is that we are a privately owned company. That's important right now because nobody has a stake in what doTERRA is doing. No lobbyists, no shareholders. doTERRA is an amazing leadership group. They're the ones that direct this company. We're debt-free. The billions in assets that we have, we're not paying for those still. Nobody can leverage doTERRA. We have a heart-centered direction. So that's a little bit about why doTERRA and why now.
That's all. Wendi, thank you so much. It's such an important, I mean, all of those points is what drew me to doTERRA. And I know it's what, I mean, everyone sort of has those one or two things that they stick to, but it really does just paint a picture of why doTERRA is so awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Christine, I want to bring you up because I know that this is probably a topic that we could all speak to. Then those of us who have been in healthcare or who have a lot of connections within our communities. You yourself, of course, have you've been a fitness instructor for a number of years, as long as I can remember, as long as I've known you. And I want you to maybe touch upon why doTERRA, why you got drawn to doTERRA. What was it that was different than the other companies you were normally used to?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. So my name is Christine, and I'm going to really echo a lot of the statements that Wendi spoke about, but on more of a personal level of my experience. And I really want to disclaim that this is my experience and some of the things that I thought when I was looking at doTERRA from the outside in, with the intention that maybe you're sharing some similar beliefs or thoughts about yourself or about what you can and can't do. Like Andrea said, I am a fitness professional. I've been a fitness coach for 23 years. I started when I was 8. And I also, thanks, Jan. I see that you got my joke. I also am a nonprofit fundraiser. So the idea for me of getting involved in a network marketing company was so far from my realm of understanding. The whole side hustle culture, to me, I didn't embrace that whatsoever. I wasn't looking to add anything else to my plate. And I was really fulfilled in the work I was doing because I have always served people in my career, and it's always been a big part of what I do. But what started happening was really, really interesting for me because I had my second child. I had always sought out natural options with them and myself. And I was using essential oils, but not doTERRA. And in the meantime, I was watching my friends and some associates and health professionals that I admired and sought advice from start to talk about doTERRA. So I followed along and I watched. And then I saw them start to grow their businesses and their communities. And I recall reaching out to Andrea specifically a couple of times, you know, when I would see pictures of her and Wendi in Florida and, you know, that sort of thing. And again, never really realizing that this business was intriguing me, but just kind of cheering her along. You know, long story short, I received a sample. It was life-changing for our family. And I hosted a class, got a kit. And the kit that I got was actually more than I had intended to spend, right? So I'm the type of person that if I'm going to spend big bucks on something, I am sure as heck going to make sure that I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to my full potential. And I just started learning. I started, you know, everything that came up, whatever bottles I had the top 10 oils, and I was determined to use every single one of them in every way I possibly could. And I started sharing it on social media because that's what we do, right? When we love something and we're seeing impact and it's making a change in our lives, we start to share it and we share it with the people that we love. And little did I know, you know, my doTERRA friends were watching that. And it kind of, when I was approached about the business, it just came across really genuinely and really wasn't anything I was looking for at all. So if you've shown up to this call tonight and you don't really understand maybe why or what brought you here, I understand that because I didn't even know I was looking for something that I was looking for. I had been approached by many multi-level marketing companies within the fitness industry. And then when people understand that you work in nonprofit, they usually approach you as well because nonprofits don't not pay very well, but we work really hard. And I did have some experience with another network marketing company many, many years ago. And it was exactly that, that experience of very front loaded, as Wendi referred to it. It was a constant grind. And while I loved the products and I really believed in them, I was always looking for my next sale. I was always, you know, really, really pushing that. And my background is actually, my foundation of schooling and background is in sales. So I was really quite comfortable with that. But it was just a constant grind to get more people in. And that was my experience. And that was why I was very much no, thank you. What I've come to learn and love about doTERRA is that it really is a service-focused company. And it is, right from the compensation plan down, it is all set up to allow you the flexibility and ability to support your team, to support your customers, and it really sets you up for success with that. So if you're the type of person that really enjoys helping other people, this company has thought of all the ways to support you in doing that, which I really, really, really love. I was never motivated by, like I mentioned, side hustle. If I want a car, I want to buy my car that I want with the money that I earn. I didn't want cars, trips, you know, those things just didn't incent me. And when I really sat down and looked at the potential, the income potential, the time freedom potential, and the growth potential, it really was a no-brainer for me as to why I would want to get involved and the opportunity that was in my lap, should I choose to take it. Yeah, I think that in retrospect, you know, the connection and the growth that I have received from my team and my friends has been incredible. And I would just say, if you've showed up on this call today, you should probably seek some more answers to some of the questions that you have, and don't ignore that little tug, that little feeling.
I'm grinning from ear to ear because so far you've heard from two, you're going to hear from more, but like both Wendi and Christine, those were two women that when I started wanting to know more about the business and understanding who I wanted to bring in to my fold, right? Like it's because it's like a girl tribe and I don't mean that in a like a put down way, you know what I mean? When we hear girl tribe, this is this incredible group of women that I get to work with. And there was something on my heart for both of them, for every single person on this team that, and it was like this little touch that I was like, I just reached out to you one day and was like, I want to talk to you about this. Would you be willing? And I think that goes so far in just saying, you know, if you are here and you do have that little voice in the back of your head that is saying, I just need to look a little bit further into this. It's so true, right? You just sort of have to listen to that voice and trust the fact that this is the step that's next. Thank you, Christine, so much. Jan, I can't wait to bring you on. So Jan is going to talk about one of my favorite parts about doTERRA. And Jan and I connected we got to know each other through Wendi, of course, because Wendi and Jan are sisters-in-law. But we had an incredible experience together in Nepal. God, it was almost 2 years ago. I can't believe, it seems like 2020 went by like that. It was 2 years ago. So Jan, come on in and talk about one of probably the most fascinating parts of this company, which is really the people that are involved.
Absolutely, Andrea. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody. Nice to see everyone on here tonight. So my name's Jan. A little bit about me. I'm a mom of 4 and I work full-time as a graphic designer. And I love, love, love my doTERRA community. So literally, if I think about my doTERRA and what I love most, other than of course the oils, who doesn't love the oils? I think I love the people. I love the dough sisterhood that we have. And I can easily say that it's really my most loved thing about doTERRA, all of the amazing friendships and relationships that I've had and been able to grow over the past 5 years. So I'm going to start locally, right? So think locally, like the person that enrolled you, right? There's a connection with that person. They help you put that first drop of oil in your hand and then take that next step to integrating these things into your life. But then it goes further. As you start the business, you enroll your friends and your family and you get closer to them. And then your team grows. And then it's not only in Barrie, where I am, it's across Canada from coast to coast. And then it's the US. And then it just keeps growing further and further. I can't believe the amount of friendships I have. I hope all of you guys I hope the other wellness advocates on here feel the same way. Just so many amazing people that we've been able to touch with our oils, but also the people in the business that have all helped us rise up and be the best that we can be. So with this huge doTERRA family that we have, like I did not start doTERRA and think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like have this huge sisterhood. That I had no idea, right? I started this business and I thought, oh, I might get gymnastics paid for. Right? That's all I thought. I had no idea that I would be surrounded by this community of not only women, men as well, but that just lift you up every single day. So, you know, every trip that we go on, every retreat, every convention, I've been to with a lot of you, and we've met these amazing people and they have the same vision as I do, the same vision as we do, and the same vision as the ownership team. So if you look on the slide there, you'll see that there's this team of people that started doTERRA. And they look all nice and fancy in their suits, but these are people that are real. Like you can have a conversation with them. I have many times. They'll listen to you. They want to hear your ideas. They started this business to get pure essential oils out to everyday people like you and me. And that's what they've done. Their vision was not make lots of money. Like Christine was talking about other companies and Wendi was talking about other companies where it's like, we want to make money. doTERRA is about, no way, we want to get these oils out to people that need them, right? And they help us do that in so many different ways. So that community of people is fabulous and it starts right from the top. And like Christine said about our compensation plan, that plan is absolutely genius in the fact that it helps us all work together to push each other up. So I want to move on. I want to talk about co-impact sourcing. And I know this is going to be a new term for you guys, but co-impact sourcing, basically what it is where we give back to the communities that grow or harvest our essential oils. So that's me right there carrying wintergreen. And So about 2 years ago, I was so blessed to be able to go to Nepal. So my husband and I went together, which was great to be able to bring him with me. I was absolutely thrilled. And then actually, I only knew one other person on that trip, and it happens to be Andrea. And we flew halfway around the world to go on this trip. And it was scary. I left my kids, my 4 kids, for 2 weeks, and flew across the world to build a water resource for the people in Nepal that harvest our wintergreen essential oil. These women literally walk up these mountains and fill these baskets with these leaves and bring it down. And they do that every day. And then when they're done, they had to walk 2 miles to get fresh water to drink because there was no water in their village. And so we went there to build a water resource for them so that they would have tap water right in their village. So we lived with them for a few days and worked beside them to build this water reservoir. And I can tell you, like, my heart's beating right now because the people of Nepal have a place in my heart now. We worked alongside the women, the men, the children, everyone. We all worked together to build it. And it was really hard work, but it was that sense of community that we were all there together and we had a common goal. And we just wanted to make life a little bit easier for them because they have done so much for us. And I just love co-impact sourcing. I love the fact that I had that opportunity to go, and my husband got to come with me as well, which was just a great thing for us to do together as well. So I feel like I went there knowing only my husband and Andrea, and I came home with 40 friends. The other wellness advocates that were on that trip with us that were from across Ontario, the people that organized the trip and help us, get up the mountain, and all of the people in that village in Nepal who every day they work so hard to bring us that essential oil. So anyways, that's my little story about doTERRA and community and co-impact sourcing. doTERRA has given me so much over the past years. I just can't even say how much. It's just been amazing. Sorry, Andrea.
Thanks, Dan. That was awesome. I really hope that I get to do one of these very far co-impact sourcing trips one day. But hi guys, I'm Megan, and I'm going to talk for a second about my co-impact sourcing trip that I got to do in British Columbia. Almost 2 years ago now also. So my trip was actually a little bit different in that it was an earned opportunity. So not a trip reward, but an opportunity to go and see one of the 2 areas in Canada where we source oils from. And that's in British Columbia with our Arbor Vitae and our Nutka oil. And the great thing about this is that I earned the opportunity to do it during Diamond Club, which is something that if you choose to embrace this opportunity, Diamond Club is another opportunity within this that is really set up to really take your business to the next level. I absolutely grew my business during that time and loved every minute of it, and then was able to take this trip to British Columbia. And what's great about that is, again, I did not know anybody going on this trip. I reached out to another lady beforehand, and we just connected over it, and we became great friends. And still 2 years later, we're great friends, and we keep each other accountable, and not just within doTERRA, but just in life, because when you're involved in doTERRA, you find so many people that just share similar values with you. And so it's, it's so much bigger than what you think that it's going to be. You might get involved for one reason, and we all had our, our reasons for saying yes to this opportunity, but it becomes so much more than that. And so this was amazing, but the great benefit of that too was actually spending time with Emily Wright, which, again, if this is not a lady that you are familiar with yet, you certainly will be. She is everything beautiful about this company, and the reason that she even started it with the other men, it speaks to you so much, and it gives you the tingles every single time. So you should for sure check out more videos about her if you're wanting to get a little bit more of an insight into the heart of why this all started. But it was just a great opportunity, and you get to see how clean and how dedicated all the processes are. Like Arbor Vitae, it's sourced in a way that there is no waste whatsoever, from the trees coming down to the wood chips that are taken away afterwards. Our oil is just a byproduct that we all get to benefit from with no other waste. It's just, they're so thoughtful about every single step of the process and who they partner with. So it's just really incredible. And with that, I will pass it over to Wendi to talk about hers.
Yeah, I was in BC for one of those trips as well, and it was so touching to see how there was no waste. And doTERRA doesn't go in, guys, and cut down the trees. They're already cut down for the pulp and paper industry. doTERRA distills the oil, and then they go on, and those trees are then used in pulp and paper. So it was fascinating and beautiful. I had the pleasure of attending a trip to Guatemala, and Andrea was on that one as well, with some quite a few Canadian doTERRA leaders. And it was a life-changing trip. Guatemala is where we source our cardamom, and we do some pink pepper distilling there. And it was just so touching to be shoulder to shoulder with the farmers, to learn how they've been doing this for decades, to learn how doTERRA has come in and presented opportunities for them to learn how to up-level their farming practices and increase their yields. But even more than that, to see how that changed individual villages, individual families, and then collective communities, and expanded out. One of my favorite projects while we were there was a Days for Girls project. And that's an international organization that doTERRA partners with that helps provide women and girls with reusable sanitary products, because they don't have those types of things in many, many third world countries or areas. And that means they can't go to school. That means they don't even know what their period is about. So we were giving out those while we were there too. And it was just amazing to watch the women get educated and be like, oh, that's what this process is. And some of the 50-year-old women, they had no idea how they'd had so many children. They didn't even know about their cycle. So that's a side partnership doTERRA has with Days for Girls. But in what I love about one of the thoughts that was echoed a lot from the farmers there and the workers when we were on our projects was that they didn't want a handout. They were proud, hardworking people who wanted to provide for their family and leave a legacy or leave something. They wanted a hand up. So doTERRA doesn't go in and build farms and buy farms. We build farmers and we build communities. We don't give people a handout. We give them a hand up, because that's how we're going to up-level humanity. That's how we're going to make a lasting impact. So I really got to see that down in Guatemala, and it was such a touching experience. And I'll never, breathe in another bottle of cardamom or waste a drop ever again, knowing how hard it is to source some of these oils. So that was more on my experience there. Now I get to talk more about the products, because we're a product-led company. We are customer focused. We change people's lives with our oils. Literally, I could give you hundreds of examples just from my own community and my own partners of how our essential oils, we're not just getting a premium product with our oils being the most tested, the most trusted, the purest, the highest quality. We are changing lives one drop at a time. So we have our essential oils, obviously. I think we have over 100 now. And last year alone, we brought more than 56 new products and oils to the market. So that's amazing. And we were talking on a call today about more products and more oils coming down the pipeline to help people. We also have supplements and nutrition, and this is huge. Baseline to create a foundation of health. It's all built around nutrition and supplementation. And then we walk through different, what's called pillars or pyramids of health with our customers about how they can improve. But nutrition and supplementation is the base of that. And just like doTERRA has their CPTG standard, that's our standard of purity, potency, and quality. They have that with our supplements too. Our personal care products, skin care, hair care, body care, spa care. We can help anyone on the planet with a doTERRA product. Everybody uses something like this. And our oils are super versatile as well. The need for non-toxic products is super high now. And as we watch all this unfold from what's going on right now, it's going to be even higher. People are going to be even more interested in non-toxic products. Okay. We're customer focused. Like I said before, we're all about education, and Andrea will talk about some of the things that we provide as a team to our customers and to our new builders and our existing builders and our collective team here. But our retention rate is is huge because we're so customer focused and because we have those consumable products. I mean, people use toothpaste every day, right? So I love my Pampered Chef pizza stone, but I only need one for home and one for the cottage, maybe, right? And those are such amazing products. They only break like once every 20 years, but our oils, people use them on a daily basis. And that's how we teach them to improve their health. And that is how we create better health for them and more of a residual income for us. Again, I talked about the 10% direct sales or MLM average of retention before. And then longevity. Essential oils aren't just a fad. I mean, they are when you get them at the gas station or Walmart, or I saw them at the farm store this week. I was going on a homesteading journey. And anyways, picking up some deer feed and there were essential oils on the counter. I'm like, oh boy, I might have to get in here and make some changes because apparently chickens like oregano for their health. I learned that this week. But we're not a flash in the pan. Essential oils were original medicine. That's where a lot of our medications have come from. Plant-based medicine, the earth's gifts, the earth's medicine. And over time, we've added our human elements and, we think we're smarter, but plant-based medicine has been around since the planet became. Quality matters. This really, really matters. You're probably thinking, oh, I know people who use oils or they shop at the mall or maybe they're using another company, but our quality, when they get their oils on them, they feel a difference and I used health food store oils before for my bug sprays. And I would try to put lavender in the bath for my kids and it would give me a headache. This like ice pick headache. I'm like, oh, I just don't like lavender. But no, doTERRA's lavender was way different. So quality, you will notice, will make a difference. Even if you know somebody who's using oils already, I always introduce doTERRA as well. And then it's really an easy transition, you guys. One of the best and most helpful things for me was how doTERRA is extremely transparent. I did lots of research before I dove into the business side for the oils and using them with my family. I was like, oh yeah, this is working. Awesome. It helped me grow my hair back, helped my kids be less sick. It helped me with stress levels at work. But when I was exploring the business, I needed to know what's the competition, what's going on out there. And so I did a lot of research on other oils and tried to figure out, okay, where do their oils come from? Where are they sourced? How are they testing them? doTERRA does over 60 tests on every single oil at multiple points in the pathway. If you search other oils, you might not find very much information, and that's a little bit of a red flag. But instead of pointing at other companies' challenges, what doTERRA has for us as a tool is a site called Source to You. So every single bottle of doTERRA essential oil has a lot number on the bottom and an expiration date, but you can punch that into sourcetoyou.com and come up with the testing that's been done on your oil. So you can be assured that there is no adulteration, no synthetics, and that the therapeutic value of that oil is going to give you the benefits. Because an oil can be pure, but not have a lot of benefits to it if it's not sourced in the place around the world where it grows to have the best therapeutic value. So massive difference between doTERRA and other companies is where we source our oils. You can look on the bottom of the bottle, find that number, and go to the website to see the transparency. And you can also follow some of the sourcing stories. They're so touching and beautiful. And if you're like me and you want to vote with your dollar, you'll see that this makes a big difference, not just for your health benefits, but for people around the world.
Thank you, Wen. Thank you so much. Yeah, the sourcing is what sold me with doTERRA, actually, because I had smelled, we had used lavender in the past with other companies, just picked up, I don't know, at a health food store. And when I smelled doTERRA's lavender, I was like, oh, like this is what lavender is supposed to smell like. And it's funny, if you go back to those store-bought oils, you smell the difference, you understand the difference. I want to bring Megan back. If Megan, I want you to talk about the opportunity, because this has been, I mean, Megan's in Nova Scotia and we have been kept apart now for over a year. We were supposed to be together a couple times over the last year, but this is such a brilliant opportunity for you to talk about this, simply because you and I are both chiropractors. We know each other from that profession as well. But this was just a really lovely thing that we could bring into our businesses. I've now, of course, left practice. You're still practicing. So do you mind touching upon the opportunity?
Of course. Okay, so you're here obviously because you had that little tug on your heart and you're here to learn more. Like, is this opportunity right for you? I think that if you are using doTERRA and loving doTERRA and you're sharing doTERRA probably naturally, then this probably is the right opportunity for you, because this isn't something that there's a right way and a wrong way to grow it. It's just your way and what works for you. And all of us that are here presenting tonight, we all did it in different ways. We grew at different rates. We grew in different ways. We all have a little niche that we kind of specialize in a little bit more. But the point is, we're sharing and we're serving, and people are expanding their health and their abundance in so many ways because we showed up to share that with them. So within the opportunity, yes, you have lots of different ways on how you can do this. You may have heard before, if you decide to do it, you can do it full-time, you can do it part-time, but you can't just do it sometimes. And what I mean by that is that within a business like this, there's no overhead, there's no entry fee necessarily to come into it. So it's really just as much of your time and energy as you want to put into it is what you will get out of it. And there have been times when I have pushed in my business because I had goals and opportunities that were there and even needs sometimes. And there's been other times where I have pulled back on it because my life demanded more of me focusing here at home or on the home front than it did on the business. A little bit of my background is that I'm also a mom to 4 kids. I am still a practicing chiropractor part-time, and I've been with doTERRA for about 4.5 years. And throughout that time, I have had 1 more child. So to give you an idea, when you're a self-employed person like I am, we don't get a maternity leave. And so when I had my first 2 children, I took 6 weeks off with them, just enough to basically recover and then get back to it, because my family, relied on the income that I made in practice. With my 3rd baby, things were busier and I was older. So I took 3 months and then I was back at it again. By the time that I had my 4th, I had already established a stronger doTERRA business for about 1.5 years. And I was able to take 14 months off with my last baby because I was able to compensate the lost income from practice with the income that I was earning through doTERRA. And I was able to work that opportunity easily into my daily routine of taking care of my kids, nursing a baby, being sleep deprived, because a lot of it was still done through, for me anyways at that time, through social media, through my phone, through reaching out to people through messages. I still did teach some classes. I brought my baby to classes. I met moms at libraries. We met for coffee at the local coffee shop. It was flexible. I could pivot however I wanted to meet the needs of my family first, if that was my priority at that time, and then fit this in around it. So that was great. Then, like many of you guys, this last year has required or imposed upon us certain changes. Well, I'm married to another chiropractor. So overnight, when our business and our practice got shut down, we went from having what we thought was a stable income for our family to 0 income for our family, and still having all of our family bills and all of our business bills as well. Well, during that time, thank goodness I had spent the time before building up doTERRA, because that's what we relied on to pay our mortgage, to buy our groceries, put gas in the car. We had no other income. That was massive for us. And like the amount of just peace in my heart, knowing that I had something else, that if the government says, no, you got to close your doors, that I could still rely on because they can't shut down this business, this online business, is phenomenal. So maybe I can still meet people in person. I couldn't sample people in person, but I was still able to do this remotely and through the mail. And so grateful from that. So I think that, at this time in our world, there's still a lot of unknowns. The economy is still suffering. People are still suffering. Businesses are still closed. People are still restricted on what they can do and where they can work. So having an online business during this time, I think, is more important now than ever. You can, again, do this business from anywhere in the world. There are many people within our team, within doTERRA in general, that they run their business out of a trailer and they cruise all over North America, homeschooling their kids and teaching on the road. There are people that, take 6 months and take a European trip or South American trip and can still work their business into all of that, because literally if you can connect to Wi-Fi, your business will be okay. There's literally no glass ceiling. There's no point where doTERRA says, no, you've earned the top commission and you are done. This is where you're capped out on. You can keep going with that. And I think Patricia's going to talk on that a little bit more towards the end. So there's just so much more sustainability within that model. And albeit there's been times in my business when sometimes I'm way more present and dedicated on point, and there's other times when I'm a little bit less so, because again, life demands that of us. This year we moved into homeschooling our family full time. And so, I've had to rearrange my life and my schedule to kind of work around that. That doesn't mean that I'm not showing up and I'm just calling it quits. It just means that I'm doing it a little bit differently this time. And that's okay. And if they go back to school, then it'll probably change again. But the point is, I've created this baseline opportunity and then I can kind of build from there. And as long as I keep showing up in some capacity, I know that my business will continue to grow in that way. And I'll continue to serve people in a way that, feels at my heart when I couldn't be in practice, because I love working with people and helping them in so many ways. But also our family is taken care of. So I feel so strongly that this opportunity at this time is so perfect for the circumstances of the world that are beyond our control to bring empowerment back into us. So that's what I believe.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. And actually, it's funny. Patricia's going to talk. We're going to talk about right away. Right next is we're going to talk about the truly genius compensation plan with doTERRA. And for just 30 seconds before I introduce Patricia, I believe so strongly that, especially for whatever reason, as women, we tend to shy away from understanding not necessarily where our money comes in, but really owning money. And it is something that on our team we have talked a lot about, is taking ownership back, taking power into earning an income, respecting that income, loving that income and all that it provides for us, whether it is just that we're getting our oils paid for, whether it is helping out with the family household expenses, whether it is at some point either matching or replacing an income. But at the end of the day, being totally okay and in our power when we are earning an income in whatever capacity that is. And Patricia is probably one of the most amazing people to hear from when we talk about money. So I'm so excited. Patricia, come on in. You're an RMT in Nova Scotia. You work with Megan on a regular basis, and I'm just thrilled to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome in, everyone. Like Andrea says, my name is Patricia, and I'm the unofficial crier on the team. So I can cry talking about compensation plans because, and here I go. I started with Christine, and then it just kind of snowballed. I'm holding back. But the compensation plan, I'm going to go over a little bit about what it is, what you can set for your financial goal, and look a little bit at the ranks and how you earn money through this business. And then I'm going to share a little bit about what this income has meant for me and my family during this time. So what is it about the money and the financial goals with this business? Well, even if you didn't realize that everybody that's already spoken on this call has really already talked about the money in a roundabout way, because I think everybody on this call mentions sustainability. And that is the foundation of the way that we earn our money, is in a sustainable way. Wendi mentioned that it wasn't front loaded. Christine mentioned that it wasn't front loaded. And it isn't. There's so many great things about it being that way. So whether or not you would like to get your oils paid for, so you're helping friends and family, as well as yourself heal, physically, emotionally, spiritually, as well as financially healing. And I'll talk a little bit about that as well when I talk about what happened in my own doTERRA story. As you're doing that, you earn enough to help provide for what we call your wellness box, or your monthly order that your wellness comes in every month, whether that's replacing some of the things within your medicine cabinet, whether it's replacing some of the things in your shower, like your soap and your shampoo, whether it's taking another look at oral care, and then also putting in things like supplementation and the essential oils, whether it's that, and that's completely okay if you want to help a few friends and family get healthy. Whether or not it's you want to supplement your income, so you love your work, you don't want to really change your work, but you want to add to your work. So if any of you are on here that already lead a health and wellness business or type of work, and you want to add to that, doTERRA is an incredible opportunity to add to your existing work and earn an income along with that to help pay for, like Jan says, gymnastics, or, you know, Wendy mentioned as well how that's allowing her some opportunities in her life as well. Megan also mentioned about what that did for her during the last year. Supplementing that income that you already earn. Or if you want to totally replace your income, so you want more time freedom, you want more flexibility, you want to be able to show up for your children or for your aging parents, or just yourself. You want more time for yourself, which is completely okay. You have all kinds of ways to do that. So you can earn, you know, between $200, $500 for your wellness box, supplement your income for $500 to $3,000 per month, or replace your income $3,000 plus and onward. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that totally means. Okay, so how you earn money. So there are several different ways to earn money. The first one with your fast start is you're introducing the oils and you're getting paid, the oils are paid for. So as you introduce people to oils initially, you get paid right away. So we get paid every week. And you get a little bit of an increase in earnings for the first couple months that that customer is ordering oils. This to me was the brilliant part of this compensation plan. So when doTERRA first started, they were in the midst of the global financial crisis of 2008. And part of their mandate was they wanted to help people become financially free. And they didn't necessarily want to help people become rich. They wanted to help people become financially free, because they knew that when they did that, they could help more people become financially free. So, you know, we are service-minded, we are helping, we are steeped in the tradition of education and helping people grow their wealth and their health. However, as we're doing that, we are also earning an income, and that, if you want to earn a little bit or a lot, it doesn't really matter. Whatever growth that you want to take, the team will be here to support that. But I love that, because as you're growing into a larger business, you have that initial fast start to, one, help more people get started, two, pay you a little bit of money weekly, and three is to also, the idea for that was to put that money, that fast start money, back into your business. That's what it initially was designed for. So if you're starting from not having an income right now, or perhaps you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, or you're homeschooling your children during this time, and you took a step back from your business, maybe you're taking a sabbatical, maybe you're taking a year off, what have you, and you don't have a lot of like starter funds, the fast start bonus allows you to earn a little bit and put that back into your business. So what do we do with that money when we put it back into your business? We're buying little gifts for people that get started, so little welcome packages. We may be buying some essential oil supplies for our business. Things like that we are a little bit extra, but are also like the little tidbits of what makes us so special, right? That money is there for that. The next thing is the power of three. And the power of three bonus is when you help 3 more people get started like you did and kickstart their health, and they're ordering every month a certain minimum. You help those 3 people. doTERRA says, that's great, thank you very much. We're going to pay you for that, and you get a $50 US bonus for that. Then what happens when those 3 people duplicate and help 3 more people, you get paid $250 US. And that continues on to that next level, where you get paid an extra $1,500. What's so awesome about that is you're also getting your fast start. You're also getting the next level, which we'll talk about, which is uni level. You're getting multiple streams of income coming in within one business model, getting paid weekly, and then also getting another bonus monthly. So I love that because that's sort of your grassroots, that's your foundation, that's your roots in the system. And you can always keep plugging into that. But also the awesome thing is when you do that, and you sustain that $1,500, you can repeat that, right? You can do that again. There's no, as Megan was saying, like there's no glass ceiling to this. You continue to grow, you continue to build, and you continue to earn wealth as you're healing yourself, right? As you're helping other people heal, and you're healing on all multiple levels, not just the physical healing. And then we get to the uni level, which is, there's another chart that takes you through certain ranks in doTERRA. And that's where you start building a team of people. And when you first start, I think it's that thought of, oh, who are my team going to be? And you have all of us here to support you, but also you'll attract new people to your business. And as you're going through your own wellness, you will start to build that team. And then you get paid a lump sum of money, depending on what rank that you are within the company. And you're starting to replace your income. And then there's certain bonuses as well that you will receive at certain ranks. So here's the possibility. And this is where you can look at a chart like this and you can kind of have two choices. You can become overwhelmed or you can look at it and say, how can I break this down to make this apply to me? So you can look at, from the left, we have elite, and that's where you're really earning enough money to pay for your wellness box, right? Or your monthly order. And then you go all the way up to presidential diamond, which you can see you're earning over $100,000 a month. Such $1 million business. So you can look at that and think, whoa, that's a lot. So if you were to ask me what's the most special rank on this chart, I am going to tell you elite. And this is where this will makes me emotional to think about, because I heard this several times through my journey with doTERRA. And elite, if you can, when you achieve elite, what's so special about it is you're one person achieving elite. And if you help 3 people achieve elite, you hit a rank of silver. If you help 3 more people reach the rank of elite, you hit silver. Then if you help the 4th person, you hit diamond. Diamond is when you start to replace your income. And it is, sorry, I messed it up a little bit. Your diamond is 4 silvers. And your platinum is 3 silvers. So basically they're all broken down into little elite segments. So you're one person hitting elite. If you help 3 people hit elite, and then 9 people hit elite, and then 12 people hit elite, you replace your income, right? Not only are you helping those people, the people that you attract into your business also help those people. And that's when you start to really, really heal your money story. And when I really wanted to touch just a little bit on my money story for a minute or so. When I came to doTERRA, I was a little bit different. I actually was looking for a little bit of a business. I had dabbled in a few other networking marketing businesses, but a couple things that I love about doTERRA. One, it looked to me, and it was true when I started to work within it, that it is sustainable. The way that you earn the money percentage-wise is flipped from a lot of other direct sales companies. So it descends instead of ascends. So there's the potential for rooting and growth, and you also will earn more money on those percentages, which makes it really a cool way to look at making it really rock solid. The other thing was that I love that the products were consumable. Every month you're ordering new things, and you're also introducing other people to new things as they're also doing healing on their own journey. But when I came into doTERRA, I was really healing an old gross money story around thinking that maybe I didn't really deserve to earn money, or that earning money felt a little bit off. Like, how do I think that I should be earning this money? And what I learned through this process as I'm healing myself emotionally around this is that the more money that you actually do earn, the more people that you can help. So you can help yourself in the day-to-day, in your building your legacy, doing the things that you really love to do. We've all been able to do different things within our business and in with our family life. But as we're doing that, we also get to help more people. And that, I think, is what attracted so many of us to a company like doTERRA. And for me, during this past year, during this pandemic, in that month where doTERRA had its most growth, I had a really great month of April as well. And I hit the top rank that I have ever achieved within doTERRA, and I had the time freedom to do it. So on a time when I had all of my income gone for 3 months, I was able to also, as Megan was talking about, sustain my family as well. So I was so grateful for that. And in 19 years of practice, I never thought that I would have somebody take that away from me, especially being self-employed. I figured I could do what I want, right? And it wasn't the case. So that was very, very healing and very, very eye-opening to help drop me into my vision, to know that that's what I really wanted to achieve. I wanted more of that. And I also wanted to help more people do that, right? So I thank you for joining. And yeah, back to you, Andrea.
Thank you, Patricia. It's so important for us to appreciate where that money comes from. And honestly, I look at it and say, yes, I mean, the income I create or I have created from doTERRA clearly blesses my own family, but it also allows us the opportunity, or allows me the opportunity, to set up our financial future. We've been able to create more for our retirement and investments, and we're able to help more in our community. So it bubbles over in so many amazing ways when you have this income on the side. But again, it could be simply that, hey, you just want to open that door and get your oils paid for to start with. But know that, as Patricia said, there is no ceiling. Well, both Patricia and Megan said there's no ceiling to this. You get to decide. All right, so let's flip in. I want to introduce you to us. This is us, and these are the highlight reels. I could show you plenty of, and I want to, show you that we have the down days as well, but these are the fun days. Like these, especially after a year of challenges, let's say, I like to look back at these photos and just like, I remember every single one of these moments as if it was yesterday. And this is where I could easily start crying. Oh, we have a lot of fun in this business. You are surrounded by an incredible group of people that continue to lift one another up. As Wendi alluded to, people aren't looking for a handout, they're looking for a hand up when it comes to co-impact sourcing. This team rises together when we help one another. We are very much about collaboration over competition. When one person succeeds, we cheer them on as much as we would cheer our own selves on. It's never been about, who's got who and whatever. It's not that. It's just, we all do so much better when we're together. And again, we're from all over Canada. That being said, we have now expanded to 4 different continents. We primarily grew in Canada, and we're still primarily in Canada, but we're on 4 different continents with different teams. We're in 16 different countries. And that's the beauty of this, is if you have got connections in pretty much any country in the world, you can start to build there and you can start to work there as well. So it can open up travel opportunities if that's something you're wanting, or you can stay right in the comfort of your own home and still build in those countries just virtually, right? So I wish all of these women could get up and speak tonight. Otherwise, we'll be here for 4 hours. So I'm going to finish it up with introducing you guys a little bit to what we offer and then what Begin is all about. So we have our Oil Love community. We recently, in January, took the Oil Love community off of Facebook for a number of different reasons. It gives us, oh gosh, a lot more freedom and flexibility, and really a lot of depth, with which we can present everything from education, content, classes, and courses for not just the customers that already are, but for your customers as well. If you choose to get started, then you get to bring these individuals in and open them up to all that has already been created. And it allows you to focus on the foundation of your business, which is to help getting people started. And it allows us to take on the heavier load and do the heavy lifting when it comes to consistency with education, classes, and courses. We have programs designed for you yourselves in terms of challenges to get your business going. But that being said, one of the things that we've learned from 2020, I felt like there were so many lessons in 2020, and in 2021, this is when we apply them, right? And I've heard that from a few different leaders in doTERRA, but my goodness, like we are really simplified and streamlined the processes with which we're doing. Obviously, we're opening up Begin right now, which is the first time. You guys are all part of this if you choose to link arms with us and go through Begin for the first time. But that will transition to, as you are bringing new people in as customers and builders, we will transition to a lot of customer education with different programs. We run oil camps where they get to learn. We've got our first oil camp going right now in the Oil Love community. We will do master classes where we teach them all about essential oils in 8 different areas of our lives. Then it will go on to like another oil education. And then we bring about Begin again so that we can go through that whole process a second time. So we go through about 5 months, 2 5-month blocks throughout the month, throughout the year. We have incredible connection and support every Monday night. It sounds funny, but we love our Mondays because we get to cap them off with, I mean, I know I'm part of this, but one of an incredibly empowering hour between the metrics and the magic. So the metrics first half hour is when we dive into understanding the inner workings of your business, the strategy, how to build, how to introduce people to oils, how to support customers, and so on. So that's the metrics of your business. And then we go into the magic of it, which is the intangible energy and the attractive force. We talk about the attraction of money and the attraction of people and owning our own businesses and what we and how that flips into lifestyle as well. So we've got that beautiful connection between those every Monday night from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, or whatever the other time frame is. And we have collaboration. We work together, as I mentioned earlier. We rise together. When one person is struggling, we help bring them up. When one person is celebrating, we applaud them. It is all about working together, and we truly are a unconditional support with this team. In fact, I can say that as we've been presenting tonight, the chat on text has been amazing because we're just all cheering one another on as we go. And it's because we just have such a deep love and appreciation for everyone that's on here. So let's talk a little bit about Begin, because truly this is where you get to start. And this really is just the beginning. I mean, it's about getting started, but it gives you a really great taste of what a doTERRA business can offer. So this will be a 6-week program that has daily tasks from Monday to Friday, with 2 catch-up days on the weekends. So Saturday and Sunday, we don't introduce new content, but I know darn well that so many of us, if not all of us, are leading pretty busy, chaotic lives right now. Even though our social calendars may be depleted, we know that the stress has increased. And so we didn't want to bombard people every single day for 6 weeks. So this gives you the opportunity to pick and choose when you do the work, whether it's going to be weekend, whether it's going to be during the week. But I can't remember who talked about, I think it was Christine who said in the beginning is, it's about fitting this into the nooks and crannies of your life as well. It's fun in the beginning. My God, you're on fire. It's exciting. This is where it's fun. This program is designed to give you the foundation for how to build a successful and sustainable doTERRA business. Ultimately, regardless of how you choose to build a business in doTERRA, the basics or the foundation or the fundamentals are always the same. They really are. Because we're talking the business, I'll say that you'll learn how to sample people. You'll learn how to invite them to a class. You'll learn how to, if you wish, teach a class, or certainly you can filter them into the classes that we as a team teach for you. We teach you how to get them started and how to support them afterwards. That never changes, regardless of how you build, whether it's a brick and mortar, whether you're a healthcare professional, whether you have more virtual or online influence and you're very big on social. Regardless of what it looks like, the underlying foundation is the same. You can't throw a house together. You can't build a house without building the foundation first, and we will teach you the foundation in the next 6 weeks. It's led by an experienced group of leaders on the Oil Love team. You've heard from them tonight. You're going to hear from one more before we finish up. And we are just as excited for you to achieve whatever goal you want to set out as we are for ourselves to continue on building this business. I'm coming up on, is it 7 years now? I think it's 7 years. I am nowhere near a 7-year itch. I absolutely love what I do. I still wake up just as excited to do this business as I did my first year. So we have 2 tracks that you probably have seen on social media when it comes to Begin. And this is where this is up to you to decide what is going to resonate more with what you've got going on in your life right now and what your goals are with doTERRA. So the first is the share program. So this is going to be for individuals sitting here that want something a little more, right? You've got that heartbeat in you going a little bit faster right now. And you're probably one of those individuals that innately shares what you love, whether it's the new restaurant that just popped up, whether it is your favorite shoe brand, whether it is your favorite type of tea. I'm a tea drinker. Some people are coffee drinkers. I'm a tea drinker. But the idea of sharing essential oils with your close friends, your family, perhaps your coworkers just feels really good for you right now. And ultimately, at the beginning, in the first few months, a goal of making anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month would be life-changing, right? I don't care whether that's for your oils, whether it's for increasing household activities, whether it is for planning that trip for when we get to go without stress onto a vacation, whatever that might be, you've got that. That share program would be for you. Then we have the influence program. And this is for the individual that has a bit of a greater vision, right? So you may already be really well connected in your community, whether it be online, whether it be in person, and you want to build a thriving doTERRA business. You're looking at getting started with locally in the beginning with friends and family, but really you might already be thinking about, I know someone else that I want to bring into this. I want to work with this individual. I want to be able to bring in my best friends that I've known since childhood because we have this dream that we could do this business from a really cool beach somewhere in another few years. So this is the influence program might be more for you. Now, there are a few differences between the 2 that I think are important. Whoops, I'm going to go back for just a second here. With the share program, I'm going to be honest, where you're going to be at least a minimum of 5, upwards maybe at max of 10 hours a week. With influence, you're going to be for sure maybe 10 to 12, 13 hours a week. And gets a sliding scale. We're going to keep the first 6 weeks very simple for you, but understand that it's very easy. If you don't think, oh gosh, I don't have 5 to 10 hours a week, you might be surprised, right? Sometimes this is about the 5 minutes here, the half an hour here, choosing not to watch. You're all joining me tonight, or you're joining us tonight on a call that's now going on an hour, and I promised you it wouldn't go this long, so we're going to wrap it up soon. But you've been here and you committed to this. And so finding that extra little periods or pockets of time in your day, I promise you, anyone can find 5 to 10 hours if you really search for it. And again, it might be on the weekends, it might be during the week, but ultimately it would be a bit of a time difference. With the influence program, the reason it's going to be a bit more is because we are really going to touch upon how do you bring this into your business? How do you bring this into a social platform where you can really start to educate more from a social perspective? Okay, so what does it offer? First of all, you get access to a private group within our Oil Love community that will provide video content, scripts, tools, tips, and resources to help you begin. You get access to 50 pre-recorded calls that will teach you the basics of building a doTERRA business, and as well as a printable ebook to follow along. Now we're going to focus, you get all 50 calls. We're going to focus on the first 15 to begin with in the first month. So don't get too overwhelmed with the idea of 50 pre-recorded calls, but know that you have those at your fingertips if you choose to take this further. There will be daily Zoom coaching calls with the 7 of us that have been presenting. And to answer your questions, you don't have to be on those live, but certainly you can catch up the recording, which is great. And those calls will be specific to whatever the challenge or whatever the tasks are that you have to get done that day. In April, we are going to be teaching weekly, maybe even 2 times per week classes taught by experienced leaders on your team. We don't expect you to have to learn how to teach a class and understand how to do a one-on-one right off the bat. But what this will do is offer up the opportunity for you to filter your potential customers into those classes and let us do the heavy lifting there. Let us teach not only you, but also your customers about how to go through a class. And then that way, and then after that, you get to do the follow-up. Now, with the influence, this is where we have a 30-day Launch with Influence ebook that we've created, designed to help you both build online and, if applicable, within your brick and mortar business. We'll do weekly group mastermind calls on Wednesdays. And again, they'll be recorded if you can't get on them live. There will be weekly individual strategy calls with your doTERRA mentor, and a free welcome to the business box valued at $60 for those people who do commit to the influence program. Now, I want to bring on our 7th member of this group tonight, because Crystal, bless her heart, was just teaching one of her Kangoo classes. And I think, if anything, this just simply speaks to the fact that we, as women who have busy lives, can also build doTERRA on the side when we have other things. So Crystal, do you want to unmute yourself and maybe talk a little bit about, because you are just freaking brilliant when it comes to building online or building virtually and sharing your message through Instagram and other social platforms. So do you want to pop on here and sort of talk a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, so I think, hi guys, hi everybody. I think sometimes it's just about, you know, that lovely word that we all like to say, just being authentic and just hopping on and not constantly talking about, you know, what oils we have for sale or what we have for promotions that month. It can literally just be how you use them in your daily life. And if we're talking about how I got started with doTERRA, it was literally just that. Like, I started sharing my journey, sharing my story, sharing oils, and people started asking me questions that I didn't even know the answers to, right? So it's just about, yeah, just showing up, and I would find out the answer. I would just ask somebody on our team, hey, what oil is good for this? And then I would pass that along. And that's kind of why I started doing the business, was just because I was already doing the job of a wellness advocate. And I thought, I should probably get paid for this. So, and then, yeah, but it's really just about showing up, being authentic, and just sharing your journey with oils. It doesn't have to be oils every single day either. I feel like 2020 for me really forced me online, as it did most of us. Luckily for me, I was already comfortable showing up on my stories and being there. But I really feel like I definitely encouraged our team to, you know, just get out there a little bit more and just try and show your face, because your followers are following you for a reason. They want to know what's going on in your life, and they want happy things, right? So instead of social media always being negative, it's a great way to just show up and share your day and how you're using your oils.
Awesome. Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, we sort of worked together on creating this ebook, and it's really great to support people who do want to build on social with a number of different ways to build, again, from a place of authenticity, right? So this is you building the way that you want to build and simply sharing your lifestyle through oils as well. So this is the Welcome to the Business box that is amazing for people who want to get started with doTERRA. And you'll see it has sample little bottles. It has a bunch of sticker tops for sample bottles. You get usage guides. We're going to teach you how to use each and every one of these. And it's our hope and intention that within the first 6 weeks, this is an empty business box because it's just a really great option. So if you do decide to go into the influence program and commit to it and so on, and you're bringing other people in with that, then we will talk to you about how you can get this box for free. Okay, so what does it look like? Today is the 16th. We are going to open up our community on March 18th, so the Begin program on our Oil Love community. So we will open it up at that point, and that's when we'll begin to lay down the foundation for how this is going to play out for you. On April 1st is when we will officially help you guys launch your businesses, whether you are doing share, whether you do our influence. We are going to help you start to sample out to your potential customers, your community members, family, friends, etc., so that you feel like you're ready to rock and roll. And then by April 15th, you will have, you'll be able to start, obviously, or just before then, actually, we'll be bringing people into classes and really start to take hold and show them how they can live the essential oil lifestyle that we all love. Keeping in mind, listen, this is just the beginning. It's not like by April 30th, it's over with. I mean, we are opening, it's just that next door. And as I said, I lose track whether it's been 7 or 8 years. I feel like it's been 7 years since I started with doTERRA. But ultimately, it continues to get better every flipping year. Like, I cannot tell you how excited I am. I'm so thrilled that we have a very cohesive plan going forward and a strategy for each and every person who wants to get started, which I love. And we're just really excited to help you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. So if you're brand new to doTERRA, I want you to connect in. Your first step is going to be that you're going to connect in with the individual who introduced you to this evening, who sent you the link, or who you clicked on their social profile to get the link. You're going to need to get started with a kit to get started with for oils. We have lots of different options here, but ultimately, just like we'll show you with your customers, you need to find the kit that's going to fit your needs. Now, we're not going to touch upon each of these kits tonight, but understand that these are one of the 4 that we suggest you get started with, because it's going to give you enough product that you can not only use for yourself so that you get used to these oils, but that you can also start to use them for your customers and sampling out to them as well. So connect in with whoever it was, and they will help you pick the kit that's going to be best for you. So your next steps, as I said, get started if you haven't already by contacting that person that got you started here. If you already are a member and you are ready to rock and roll, then you also want to connect in, if you haven't yet already, with the individual who got you started in doTERRA, because they are going to help you take that next step. We have a registration form that Maya is going to put into the comment section right now. Anyone that wants to start with Begin, we need you to set out that registration form, because that will prompt us and get you the email that has your next steps, which will be to get you started into the group and start getting you the information that you are looking for to help get started. The recording for this will also go out later this evening with the registration link as well. So that'll be the step to say, I'm in, ready, I'm ready to begin. And I'm so super pumped and excited about this. And as I said, March 18th, we are going to open the doors and get everyone into the Begin group on our Oil Love community. Please check your email. It should go out tonight. If for whatever reason Zoom is being a little funky, it'll go out first thing tomorrow morning with the recording, and again, the registration link and whatever links you need to begin. I just, first of all, want to thank you so much for attending. I know we went a little bit over time. For those who do have questions, we're going to open it up to question and answer at this point. We'll spend maybe about 10, 15 minutes on there, or really as long as people need. But if you don't have Q&A, thank you so much for joining us. I cannot tell you how grateful we are. I want to also thank the women that joined me tonight, Wendi, Patricia, Jan, Christine, Megan, and Crystal, wherever you disappeared to on here. Thank you so much for joining us and presenting your wisdom and everything. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, guys. If you guys have questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to stop the recording.